Hey, what's up guys? I'm out here in Great Smoky Mountains National Park, and I did a private workshop with a good buddy of mine yesterday. But I don't know if you've ever had like the feeling in landscape photography of like being unsettled or feeling like rushed with landscape photography at all. And it kind of takes away from your connection to the images a lot of times. This is something that I fight with and battle with all the time because I get out here, I feel like I have an agenda to stick to and a to-do list. And when I feel that way, I often rush compositions. I get out to a spot and I don't get things exactly right. So getting out here this time, I've kind of taken a different approach. And I think this really leads to better photography, because for you personally and for me personally as the photographer, it helps me connect with the images a little bit better and produce better photographs. And what I like to do when I get into situations like this, like I've been here, I don't know, 20 times. Like I've shot this place, I know the compositions, I know how to do things properly. But what I wanted to do was slow down and force myself to take photographs in different situations. So I've taken an approach to slow photography and mindful photography this trip. And what I mean by that is having zero agenda, zero like shot list, the things that I want to get, and also having zero expectations. And what this does is it reduces your stress level as a photographer, because when you have those expectations of things that you want to photograph, you have an image in mind of what you want to shoot. So when you get to a location, you may have seen a photograph on the internet or something like that, and then you get out here and conditions and light may not be exactly what you saw. And a lot of times when it's that way, you're kind of disappointed in the end result. On the flip side, you may come to the Smokies or another location wanting a photograph of like a black bear, which are very popular here. It's really hard to photograph a black bear. So if you come to the Smokies and that's all you want to shoot, you may be disappointed that you don't get that shot. And missed opportunities have a big part in landscape photography or outdoor photography, whatever you want to call it, because those expectations cause a lot of stress. It causes us to detach from the creative side that is photography and doesn't allow us to produce the high quality images that we want to. So taking a slow approach is all about forcing yourself into different lens selections, being creative about that. So one of the things I've done is use a telephoto lens basically almost this entire time today, being out photographing, looking for details on the ground, not hiking directly to a location and ignoring everything around you, but taking time. I'm talking like 3, 4, 5 hours in a location of just sitting like I am now, watching the water flow, the patterns that are occurring in the water, looking how the light is hitting the trees around you, looking at the leaves on the ground, how they're falling on different features within the landscape. And then you can start thinking about, okay, this looks kind of cool here. I can pair up lines, vertical lines and leaves and shapes. I can pair up how things are falling onto the landscape. And when you think about it that way, a lot of times you come up with better images. And not only that, not only are the images better, you have a better experience in the field. I've never been this relaxed in a long time about my landscape photography, just sitting, watching, waiting for the light, thinking about what's gonna make a better photograph. So you really have to think about your enjoyment as a landscape photographer is why you got into it in the first place. Your love of it is why you got into it in the first place. So rushing through a to-do list isn't always the best way to go. And I know a lot of people, before you start commenting, you're saying, okay, Dave, well, you're a professional photographer. You can go out to these locations whenever you want. All I have is a weekend here and there, maybe a day off of work to go to Great Smoky Mountains National Park. That's a huge swath of land that I have to cover in one day. I'm telling you, I understand that. I used to be in the same boat when I worked a day job, but I also went with that approach when I would come out here, going to one location per day, maybe 2 locations per day, and spending all day photographing, even in poor light, bad light, learning how to work with those things. So slow down in your landscape photography when you're feeling disconnected from your images and you're feeling down about your images. Slow down, work with the landscape, take a slow approach to photography. You're probably gonna enjoy it a lot better and feel more connected to your images. I'm gonna keep sitting here basically all day, watch how the light dances off the rocks and the trees around me, and shoot what I have available for me.